Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. This is Jennifer. Welcome back to my sewing room, guys. I have just a couple of updates this week, even though it was very busy last week because I got in a quilting groove. And not only did I quilt the baby quilt, but I quilted another project that was a UFO that is now earmarked for a gift. Neither of these quilts is bound yet, so we will do a bigger show and tell once that's finished. But I did want to show you just a little sneak peek. I wanted to quilt a little bit bigger on the baby quilt because I didn't want super dense quilting for something that's for a little one. I did swirls with meander. It's mostly meander with just a swirl here and there. And I did a very open quilt because I want it to be very soft and drapey and not have too much thread in there for the quilting. And let's be honest, guys, I'm 100% sure this is just the first of many quilts. Both of my kids have stacks, and now I have a new person I make quilts for, so I know there will be more. I did use the fabric I showed you guys previously on the back. I just love the way it looks with the colors on the front of the quilt. I think it's an absolutely perfect match. I had thought about using red fabric on the binding for this, and I'm still tempted. I think I'm going to use the fabric from the back because I just think it will be a really nice, fun, bright, happy, like a rainbow completion for this happy baby quilt. My other quilt finish is one of two larger size UFOs I have. I only have 3 other quilt tops aside from this that were not completed. One of them is my signature quilt from a variety of Fandom and Stitches events. One of them is a Pegasus quilt panel that I purchased and made a quilt top from in 2004. And then the other one is the Love You quilt, which is the little heart quilt I made before I made the half square triangle quilt. I haven't finished that one yet. I thought about adding borders to that, but then I went down the half square triangle rabbit hole, and then I found out about a baby, and just so it's kind of just gone on the back burner for now. So I don't know what will happen with that quilt top. However, I do have the opportunity to gift the Pegasus quilts, and I decided to go ahead and quilt it because I quilted this one and everything was set up, and I was like, you know what, I have to rearrange my furniture a little bit to get to my quilt frame. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it now. So I pulled everything out and I loaded it. Past me had pieced it back, had pulled batting. So all I had to do was choose a thread and I was good to go. For the fox quilt, I ended up staying neutral because I just wanted the thread to disappear. But for this quilt, I thought, you know what, it's going to be a fun, bright, crazy quilt anyway. So I ended up using this Fantastico variegated thread. It's very neon, but it works so perfect. So that's on the light color. Here it is on the darker colors on some of the stars. I love the way this thread worked out. It was like it was meant for this quilt top. Often when I'm quilting, I just pick a solid or I pick something that is already in the quilt, and these colors are in the quilt because this is very rainbow oriented. So for the back of this quilt, I had this amazing floral that is super bright, but it really goes with the colors on the front. This was a gift from Sarah in Houston years ago. I don't remember when she gave it to me, but I think it was 5 or 6 yards of fabric and perfect quilt back. I don't even remember piecing this back, but it was probably 2004. Obviously, I knew what I was doing at the time. On the back for the thread, I used a yellow. And again, on this one, I just stayed neutral front and back. This quilt actually has a kind of fun backstory because the panel is something that my friend Dominique and I both bought one of kind of at the same time. And then this rainbow fabric, Jules and I bought, I think, what was left of a bolt going out of business sale. And so I had this fabric and she also has this fabric. So she will probably be talking about a quilt that uses this fabric at some point in the near future, but I don't know when. So for binding for this quilt, I had kept back the rest of this border, this purple border, but there is not enough of this. I don't have any more of it. I don't know what it was. There's very little information. I've got a little copyright info on the selvage and that's kind of it. And I just honestly have no idea. So I went ahead and cut up the rest of the backing fabric because I think that will be really fun. It's already a bright, crazy quilt. I think this will add a little bit more fun to the binding of the quilt. I did more Fandom and Stitches stuff last week. I had just a few of the Tomb Raider posts to finish up, and I got all of those finished up last week. Normally I'm completely done before an event starts, but there's been a lot going on. So I had all of my templates made, and now all of the posts are written and scheduled to post. So that will go smoothly throughout the rest of the event, whether or not I'm available. So that makes it just easier on me, and it's something that I have done since the beginning of Fandom and Stitches, because I just really want to make sure that all of the events finish. There's some deep lore from quilting fandom. So years ago, there was this Twilight quilt along, and this was like the first book, no movies, etc. And it didn't finish. So there were 2 or 3 blocks and it didn't finish. And so I knew a lot of people who started participating in this, and this was years before Fandom and Stitches. So I knew a number of people who started participating in this quilt along, and then it just stopped and the people running it just disappeared. And I never forgot that. I never forgot the uproar there was in quilting fandom. And so whenever I've run a quilt along ever since then, I want to make sure everything is done way ahead of time, so all the posts will always go up, because there's nothing more frustrating than planning for a quilt, buying all the fabric, getting everything ready to go, and then the quilt along just like poofs. So that is one of the reasons I'm such a stickler about that. So that gives you guys a little bit of deep history on the way I run quilt alongs. I also did a lot of mending last week. One of my kids has been giving me a lot of their clothes that are just ready for some mending. And I did some pajama pants last week that just needed, I mean, one of them just had a blown seam where the thread had come out. That was a 30-second fix. It took me longer to change my thread than it did to fix the hole. And then there was another one that the crotch blew out, and it needed they were flannel pants, and the fabric had actually frayed at the connection point for the crotch. So I replaced a little bit of fabric, very similar to how I do crotch replacement in blue jeans, but way simpler because it was flannel. And I did that and got those fixed and returned. And then I did some t-shirts. T-shirts are very popular in my family, as I'm sure they are in many of yours, and especially with my kids. And my kids are adults, so just take that with a grain of salt. So anyway, I repaired a t-shirt that was my husband's about, I don't know, 30 years ago. And my eldest child has had it ever since. And the arms had split all the way across. And I just wanted to show you guys a picture of how I prepped for this repair, because I saw a tailor on Instagram using masking tape to tape holes in clothing together to hold them when they're stitching them. But I don't want to deal with masking tape. So I actually cut up some adhesive water soluble interfacing, so like stabilizer for machine embroidery. So I have it on a roll because of my embroidery supplies, and so I just did some 1-inch strips and made tape, and this is what it looked like. So I smoothed everything down, I rolled out, how t-shirt fabric has a tendency to roll when it tears or it's cut. I flattened everything out, and then I used my tape to smooth it all out, and then I went and I worked from the front so that I could see how the thread was going to look. I wanted it top stitched instead of stitched from the back. And it's mended. It's not that visible because I did match the thread, but I am very happy with how they came out, and my kid is super happy. That is all I got up to last week. The quilting took up the bulk of my time. I worked on that for most of the week with a little bit of other stuff in between. And it does get hot in here in the afternoon in the summer, so I do tend to peace out around 4 p.m. and leave the room until the sun goes down. I do most of my work early in the morning until like afternoon. So if I'm in here sewing, which I'm not always, if I'm in here sewing, then that tends to be when I'm in here. So that's it. You guys have a really wonderful week. I hope you have a crafty week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.